What's up? This is Season DJ, and I am Slut Rooster. Thought I'd do something a little different. I'm trying to keep my streak of posting every week, but also understanding that mental health does kind of sabotage some of those things. And so I'm like, I'm going to post something. I know we are supposed to get into the deeper dives, but Bitcoin has been doing some crazy work this week. We fell under 90,000. What was our low? Yeah, we were under 80,000 at one point, and there's no telling if we will not be under 75,000, which here is the second support level. So we very well could go back to 75,000, which is crazy work. Of course, alts are barely hanging on with all of this, which is unfortunate for all of us who are, we're anticipating selling. Here we are, March 1st, and yeah, we have not had our Upuary. We haven't had our Christmas rally. Not really sure what happens in March, but I would imagine they're going to drag this out a little bit more. And yeah, kind of sucks. Like, I had some real plans for this. So if you are frustrated about the market and what is happening, I am here with you because I definitely did not see 86,000 BTC in March. Like, that was not on my calendar. So definitely understanding your frustration. I'm like trading right now. Been waiting for this damn level. Of course, now that I'm recording, it's like, oh hey, we're finally where you thought we'd be. But give me a second. I want to just see. I know this probably looks crazy. Crazy work. Alright, so I'm kind of waiting. But it is finally falling, and I wish I would have. The problem with this thing has been trading sideways for. So it's like I didn't want to get in because I didn't know where it was going. But it's finally falling back. So I wish I would have been able to get all this appreciation starting at 28. But it's all good. It is all good. We're getting close to this yellow crossing the blue, and so that's when I will get in because that means our trend is no longer running up. But that's besides the point. But yeah, so who knows what is gonna really happen with let's see what's going on with the continuity of Bitcoin. Right now we have oh, it's mixed. Yeah, so we may. This is looking like we'll still be in a downtrend. If the day is green, that means nothing. If the week and the month are still down, so who really knows what's going to become of that? But again, if you feel some kind of way, I totally get it. This has not been enjoyable. This has not been fun by any means, and I hope that you make the best decisions. If you must sell everything to get some of your money out, I understand, but I'm gonna just act like it doesn't exist. Maybe it runs to where I can at least uh break even. Maybe I get a little price appreciation. But let's talk about Bitcoin versus everything else. Like, I'm starting to think, dang, maybe I will just invest in Bitcoin. Now, yes, there's not as many multiples, like we do have a 10x from 100,000 to a million. How long will it take for it to do that? That could be, this time next year, it could be 2 years from now. I mean, at this point, are we really in a rush? I don't, I'm like trying to figure out, like, once you get to a million, like, are you selling it? Like, because now if you have to buy it again, it's probably like 2 million, and you're like, dang, I gotta come up with a whole million to buy it. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to know because, like, even though people can be like, oh, it's gonna run to a million, it's like, do you think they're in a rush? Like, they know people really bought this at like 60,000. People bought it at 40,000. I don't know if they're in a rush to give us a million. Like, I very well could be, I very well could be, a senior by the time they're like, oh, let's finally let it run to a million. That's the crazy thing about it because they're buying it, but that doesn't mean the price goes up. you can buy it off market. And I want to know more about that. Comment below if you know about that, like buying it off market, and when does the price finally catch up with the number of things they bought? I mean, not things, Bitcoin that they bought, or any coin. If you could buy it off on the market, if you could buy it off market, how does that affect the price and the true price? Because a lot of times they're like, oh, we bought $9 million worth, and it's like price doesn't really move. So comment below if you know that. Also subscribe while you're down there. Throw me a like. But let's look at some just general news. I like Watcher Guru. So White House to host summit. Let's see what else. We'll try to keep it crypto related. I know this Twitter has a multitude of things. It adds BlackRock adds to its own Bitcoin ETF into its 150 billion model portfolio universe. They were just saying it was selling a bunch of stuff, so I'm not really sure true that is. Hold on, I was trying to keep this so I can see it as it's moving. Anyways. Yeah, our trend is finally looking like it's gonna wanna do something. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this because it still hasn't crossed over. What else? CME Group, largest futures exchange to launch Solana futures, which will be amazing. 5.7 is that billion worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum options expired today. Michael Saylor saying sell a kidney if you must, keep the Bitcoin, which I totally get why he would say that. So this was just the big events this week, which obviously Bitcoin dropping. SEC ended investigation into the following crypto companies: Robinhood, Uniswap, Gemini, Consensus, and Friday. I guess we did not get another one, but that's awesome. The SEC is backing off. More people are talking about a strategic Bitcoin reserve for their state. More tariff talk. Let's keep it crypto. Doesn't look like much has happened as far as like really big news. A lot of liquidation leaving, because of course the market hitting. I mean, Bitcoin hitting under 80,000. I mean, you gotta really drain the swamp, as they say, for that price to be there. What does it look like if a country goes bankrupt? Comment below if you have have lived through that. I mean, we always talk about how America's in like $35 trillion worth of debt, but I'm like, when is bankruptcy? Because 35 trillion just sounds like you should be filing for bankruptcy, but what does that mean for a country? I don't know. So let me know your thoughts. We're in extreme fear right now. This is probably the first time we've been in extreme fear that I don't feel greedy. Like, I don't feel moved to buy crap. Because if you go back, right, if we go back to December, and I apologize for all these lines here, but just work with me. If we go back to December, okay, right, we're running up 107. A lot of people were like, oh, buy the dip, right? So this would have been a nice dip, 99. This would have been a really nice dip, 91. And, ran up again and then went down. And so it's like, what dip are we buying? Because here is where we are now. The 78 dip. Who would have thought 109 to 78? Nobody. You gotta be a real technical analysis type person to even have factored that in. So who's to say that we're not going to back to 66? And that's the problem with buy the dip, is that so far we've bought 4 really good dips. 99 was great, 88 was great, 85 was great, 78, but like who's to say we're not going to 75, 73, and 66? I mean, hell, who's to say we're not going to 58? And that's the problem with buy the dip. Which freaking dip? Which a lot of people say just DCA into it, but at the same time, I'm like, so yeah, this, I don't feel greedy. I'm leaving, I'm not adding any more money to my portfolio because I'm not necessarily sure when I would get it out. And if you need the cash at a certain point, your cash could be down 65%. And now what? Are you selling at that extreme of a loss? A lot of people cannot afford to lose 65% of their money. And when I know how much money it takes to, I mean, how much labor it takes to make the money that I'm investing, I'm like, oof, let me just chill. Let me see what let me see if there's a turnaround because again, when does this turn around? They do we are not owed a bull run more than what we've already experienced. If we're being honest, right? We're not owed a $300,000 Bitcoin and a $7,000 ETH in 2025. We're not. Like it's not owed to us. Like this has all been off the script. So I am a little weary about all of it. I'm sure you are as well, because again, most of us had plans for this money. I was not married. There's only one coin I've been married to, and that's Bitcoin. Every other coin, I'm like, cool, run your 10x, and I'm cashing out. I'm done with that coin. I don't care about the game. I don't care about the AI part of it, because crypto doesn't run like stocks, where there's accountability. Like, my most frustrating thing with this whole thing is like a coin like Uniswap. Uniswap is like $8, and it's like this company is making so much money. This based on this company's fees that they earn from being a DEX. It's like you would think this would be a very high coin, but it doesn't matter. It's treated like just an everyday alt, and so it's just things like that. Like when does price match up with revenue of said company? And it doesn't have to. Like Trump has a better coin price, and that literally is a meme. Like it just, I don't know if we'll ever see that, and that's the frustrating thing because you can buy really good companies and then you get crushed, and you're just like, well, what was the point of buying that? But anyways, enough about that. This is not a bitter talk. It's just reality. We have to express how we feel, and I know a lot of you are frustrated. I know a lot of you have plans for the money. I know a lot of you probably were walking away from crypto. You just wanted out because you've been in since 2021. Like me, I have coins that are still underwater from 2021. Like, I just wanted to get out. I think 3 years is pretty good. 4 years is pretty good of just waiting and like, all right, can I get out? So, anyways, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Do not forget to like and subscribe. I will eventually put out some crypto content, but I do have a bad taste in my mouth about crypto, but this is still season degen, and we're not going to change just because we have a small, very small, uneasy feeling about all of this. Because when do the lowest of lows drop? When is the bottom? None of us know, but stay tuned because I will be reporting it. See you next week.